So ignore the mess that there on my desk, and all of this is on my bed. Or don't ignore it, because the mess is part of the problem and part of the solution. And I'm going to talk about it soon, why it's all there, because it's been stressing me out for a few days. But first and foremost, I want to say that I'm in a moment of huge transition. Let's just say that I'm in a moment of huge transition, and I am officially broke. I have no money. And this is not a call for sympathy or for a call for people to give me money or anything like that. It's just the facts. I have my car, my insurance is finished. I've had to park it on a neighbour's drive and ask them if it's okay, because I'm not allowed to have it on road. My phone bill has come to the end of its life, and I can't afford to pay it, so that's gone. I also have cracked my screen, you may be able to see it there, and luckily it didn't stop the phone from working. But you know, as creatives, we pay for things like Adobe, Microsoft Word, Spotify is one of my things, because I listen to a lot of music in the background while I work. Adobe, Spotify, Canva, all of my online subscriptions, my Evernote, the thing that I write all my notes on, my subscription has expired. And perhaps I should talk the reason that I'm broke, because I never expected myself to come to the end of the year without any money, but it's just something that happened. I have been continuously pumping money into myself and my work and my business to try and lift it off the ground and create artworks and create things for other people, that I almost forgot about the profit side and the profit aspect of being an artist, which is not really an artist's job, it's more of a professional business person's job. But being the person that I am, I realize I have to put these things together. And so this year has been a big year for me creatively, perhaps my most creative year. This is an unscripted video, but I did write a small note for this, so I'm just going to take a seat and read that, because I think it is quite telling. So yeah, 2024 has definitely been my most creative year. I'm going to talk about all the mess in a moment. I think it has been very fulfilling. Aside from the monetary aspect of not making enough money, I have made money. I have made a lot of money. I made about £20,000 or thereabouts through my creative practice for the year. But aside from that monetary thing, it has been my most fulfilling creative year. So the first thing that happened at the early beginning of the year is that I got an Arts Council funding for £12,000, which really did change my life. It allowed me to buy things like the studio that I have here, the laptops that I use, the equipment, my branding, my initial business cards, and lots of things to make myself. I paid for my website through that. I paid for lots of odd things. I will talk about this soon, but I created an album. I paid somebody to help me create the album. I've also approached a lot of artists and editors and writers, and I've also paid them for their work. So I have been giving back to the community, and I've been doing lots of workshops. So I've been buying lots of materials for the workshop participants: pens, papers, teas, coffees, just odd things like this. I mean, all of the costs do add up. And perhaps I'm not the greatest budgeter, because I am an artist. I'm all about putting something on the table and taking it away and putting it back on the table and re-editing it and reforming it. But these are some of the successes that I've had along the way. So yeah, so I got an ACE funding. I got a writing commission from my local council, which meant that I wrote a poem for my hometown. It's documented on my YouTube, you can find it. It's called "This Town is an Old Hand-Me-Down Sweater." I got a couple of commissions from local art companies. There was a large scale public display of my work. I traditionally published a book. I recorded an album. I got a studio. I had multiple poetry and art residencies, walking residencies, writing residencies. On the boat, I had the RV Furo Scribendi residencies, the Super Slowway residencies. I was called into many schools for assemblies, including my own. I was called into to over 50 events to say words, to stand on the stage, to give my own little essence. I went to a few festivals. I did 2 podcasts. I did 1 radio appearance. I had a documentary made about me and about my practice. I edited many books for other people, wrote poems and edited lots of poems. I'm a better editor than I am a writer. I taught and I worked with over 60 clients. I created over 100 creative pieces of my own. That's poems, short stories, essays, works for theatre. And I recently got invited back to give a guest lecture to my university, and I think that's kind of a peripheral outlook. I actually have done a lot. I mean, traditionally publishing a book, having a publicly displayed work in a large scale for the public to see. I mean, thousands and thousands of people saw that. I put a work on for theatre, so I've got a theatre show, and I performed that 3 times. Actually, in the 3 times that I have performed it, and I've put a lot of money into the theatre show, around about 700 or 800 pounds, but it's not a simple mathematics to how much money I've spent on that, because there's a lot of time, a lot of work that goes in the background. Costumes, setting up, so I performed that 3 times. I spent a lot of money on it, and I only have made £50 back from my performances so far. But I know in the future, I have that show now, it will be there forever. There's so many other things that I've done. I won the Lancashire Fringe, I came 3rd place in the Lancashire Fringe Short Story Prize. I came 2nd in the Mono Poetry Prize, and I was shortlisted for the Nature Writing Prize. I think that was at the end of last year actually, but it's still part of my success. I edited for a magazine called Worktown Words, and I'm now the editor of a magazine called Burnley Viewpoint, The Burnley Viewpoint. It's a hyper-local magazine focusing on local people, talking about local people doing local things, local stories, everything local. Local events, local stories, local people, local things. And so there has been a lot this year, honestly, there has been a lot. I should talk about my failures, because that's what it's really about. How did I become so broke after doing all of them things? If you look on my website, ajazqureshi.com, you will see a multitude of creative works, a multitude of projects. But my mistake perhaps was that I didn't charge enough for these things, because I am an artist at the end of the day, and a lot of the things that I did were voluntary. For example, I'm part of the Food Nelson Manifesto, the Food Nelson project. I'm part of a couple of other local cultural projects which I do volunteer towards. The Burnley Viewpoint is a volunteer role. I think the volunteer roles do help with my creative practice. Anyway, that was a long-winded way to say this year I have done a lot of work. I mean, I've published in a few magazines. I mean, I can go on and on and on. The more I actually look into the year, the more I realise I've actually done. And so I'm just going to give you a little breakdown, because I did spend a lot of time putting it on my website, and perhaps that's my little website here. You can see it: artist, writer, teacher, editor. And yeah, so I've got a big portfolio on there of all the projects that I've done. The Burnley Viewpoint, went to a stage door youth theatre. I've got the writing workshops, I've got the festive peace market, my album, the short story prize, going to my university, helping edit. That's just a case study for when I helped somebody edit their work. That was my stage play, which if you go online you'll be able to see it. But I've got that enough to tour. I've got workshops, I've got a radio station, I did a couple of assemblies, inspiring generations, poetry residency, a poetry podcast, I mean, we're only into July here. I mean, I did a lot of talks for Palestine as well, actually. That was the magazine Worktown Words that I edited, Pendle Festival of Culture. I opened a gallery on the 4th of June. There is a lot of work on here. There is a lot of work on here. I mean, talking about the large scale display, perhaps it's not as visible as it could be there. But yeah, on that big building, my whole poem was displayed. This town was an old hand-me-down sweater. Actually really proud of this. So yeah, honestly, it feels like I've done so much, yet in a monetary sense, that was just me getting called back to my own school. In a monetary sense, I haven't made much. So now to talk about all of this. So at the end of last month, I came to the end of my money, and I approached somebody very close to me and I asked them for money, and they openly give me the money, as they have done a few times in my life. This is not the first transitional moment in my life. I've been through many different ones. Perhaps the biggest one is moving country, getting divorced. But yeah, for a few times over in my life, I'm going to say about 8 or 9 times, I have reset myself, got rid of everything, started again really from £0, 0 pence, 0 belongings, just the hair on my head, clothes on my back, and a backpack full of hope, and just gone off into the world. But this time is really big because since COVID, I've really been focusing on pushing myself as an artist. One of the things that I did do was get a master's degree. Trust me, I have a master's degree. I mean, I'm glad that I got it. It has helped me a lot. I wouldn't be the artist I am today without the master's degree, but hopefully it will pay itself back. Well, it has paid itself back. So back to this. So I've been really looking to ways to make money. I've been selling online materials. I teach online. I edit books. But the work is few and far between. Part of the reason that I am this broke is because a lot of the work that I did was in the summer period, the spring and summer period, where a lot of artists work or do their work. I think I've lost the focus here. Yeah, so a lot of artists do their work in the summer period, or get their work in the summer period, and the winter period kind of dipped, and I wasn't ready for it. That is the truth. I was not ready for it. Yeah, so I'm looking ways to make money. I've been selling my stuff online and it didn't really work out. A lot of people around me are telling me to make things like Canva templates, which I do make, put them out there, but my Canva Pro is finished. So anyway, back to these. You might recognize some of these. That's a Trivial Edition. There's a thing there, Star Wars Monopoly, the original Cluedo, Monopoly City. I think I've got some other ones there. Absolute Boulder Dash Challenge. Now these I actually found in a charity shop, and they were for, you would never guess, but they were for £1 each. And so all of these, actually these ones were 60p. Why is it not focusing? Yeah, these ones were 60p, but some of them were £1. All of them were £1. You'll see I have a few more up there as well, which I'm currently sorting out. I've got a lot more in here. Yeah, so I found it in a charity shop, and I am currently flipping these online. I need to make money. I have never ever really done anything like this before, is flip things to make money. At one time, one of the things that I did have was a library of about 8,000 books. There's a picture of it online somewhere. I'm just going to take a breath because I've talked a lot. I hope you understand that this is a real conversation that I'm trying to have with the camera, and it's quite hard for me because I'm in that stage where I'm just like, yeah, so maybe I didn't finish that story before. I was saying that I did get a little bit of money, but another one of my close family members really embarrassed me. They said, look, you're almost 40 years old, you've done so much, you're doing all this art stuff, but you can't even afford to put a meal on your table. Where is your money? Where is your money? And I tried to explain to them that, you know, art doesn't really equate to money, but it does equate to value. But perhaps because the person wasn't an artist, it was really hard for me to tell that and let them know that in a serious way, especially when I don't have anything monetarily wise. I mean, the things that I do have, the theatre plays, the poems that I have, the book, are almost impossible for a lot of other people to create. It's almost a dream, a fantasy for most people to do what I'm doing. And that's the truth. It's a fantasy for a lot of people. I wish I could write a book. I wish I could perform on stage. I wish I had a play. I wish I could make a film. I wish I could make an album. I mean, I've done all of them things, which is quite big, especially for me, and I'm trying to keep that momentum and happiness in myself, because and contentment in myself that I have done that. Yeah, so I did get feeling really embarrassed, and I returned that £1,000 that was lent to me, and I've struggled since. And you know what, actually it made me learn a big lesson that I shouldn't be relying on anyone. What I should do is really just focus on myself. So this year I have the aim to make £100,000. I've never made that much money in a year before, but I'm going to make it. So I have been flipping items over the last week and a half. I started with £30 or £40, and I just bought cheap clothes that I put onto Vinted and eBay, and they sold. I couldn't believe that they sold so fast, so straight away. So I reinvested that money. I waited for the money to come in my bank. I reinvested it, went back to the charity shops, and I bought some more clothes, and now I've been buying. Since you'll see, I've got a lot of stuff in there. I mean, these are all for sale. Anything that is in here I bought for sale. A lot of new stuff. All the books that are for sale I've put down there. There's lots of them. All of these things here. Lots of things new with tags. But for example, I found a nice place that is able to sell things for cheap. So you can see I've probably taken the label off. And over the last 2 weeks, I have made £340 so far, and I have a lot of stuff still to go to sort out, and especially these classic board games. I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I found them. So they're £1 each. Please let me know how much you think I should sell them for. I mean, I'm gonna sell that as a set. I mean, we've already talked a lot about all these. These are my old phones in my life. I'm gonna put them out. I've also got these phones here as well, which I might do something with. There's one more. But these were gifts, so these are not actually my phones. I can't, but they were given to me. I've also got some books here. Got some. And these were all from the charity shop. Got that little set there that I'm thinking of. I did put on for £10 or £12, which I paid £2.50 for. These I got from, they're all brand new then. I have sold a couple of pairs. Don't know why I'm showing you everything now. I've got a big box of DVDs. And then, for example, I just put them out today. It was a nice set. They were brand new then before. I also got this big bag of clothes that I bought from TK Maxx at a really good price. And this Tommy Hilfiger in there, there's a girl's coat in there. And I realised I'm not buying for myself, so I'm not really looking at what I think would be nice. Marciano. I mean, got a pink jacket for a girl there. I paid a few quid for that. I think £9 or £10. I'm going to sell it for 20. It's like £9 for that. Tommy Hilfiger, I think I paid like 12 for that. I paid them £9 for that. But yeah, I've got all of that. I got this today, and do you know what? Maybe I will do it for you because I bought this for a reason. Actually, yeah, I'll talk about it in a second. Then again, I've got all of these things as well. I'll put the cap on. So I just need to organize this box a little bit. Let's see. So I have put a lot of stuff up online already. Not all of this, as I said, I'm just sorting it out at the moment. Anything in this box here is already sold, so I just need to sort it out. People buy old. That was an old camera that I used to have. It was just a battery that I had lying around. Somebody bought some cycling shorts and running shoes. Somebody bought. I paid £12 for them, and I sold them for 22, I think. So I made £10. Somebody bought that. Paid £1. I'm just gonna put my focus in. I paid £1 for that. Somebody bought it for £3.50, I think. Yeah, just a couple of other things. So anything in this bag here is going to go. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up and pack it up soon. I did put my hat on. So bought this today. So I saw this leather jacket. It was really nice. I'm gonna put this up. Now look, I'm gonna say I'm doing all of this at the moment, but it's never something that I wanted to do or expected to do or thought I would be doing. But actually I really need to make the money. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding that it's not a rant. It's just me explaining a lot of things, and I try not to explain myself too much, which is actually why I think I ended up in this position. Just wanted another breath. Which is why I think I ended up in this position. I don't often talk about my creative practice enough for them people around me, because I'm always just doing it. I rather just do the thing rather than talk about it. And I definitely don't talk about my problems. Maybe that's just a man thing. Maybe it's just me. But yes, I definitely don't talk about my problems. So this has been quite a difficult video for me to get through, but I've just been talking. I've said to myself, just keep talking. This is what it's about. I also have many different things I'm going on. Yeah, I'm just creating works. I mean, the Bandit Viewpoint is a great little project that I have going on. So I'm the editor for the magazine, but I have also done a lot of other things, which is taking a lot of the photographs, doing a lot of the interviews, doing a lot of the writing, writing up the interviews, putting them online. So it's really nice to be in the position that I'm at and that I'm in. I'm able to publish. And you know what? I think I have spoken a lot and taken up a lot of your time, so I'm going to finish with this. So I did talk about this. Ooh, what is it? Well, if you can guess the character, I'll give you points. But I went into the charity shop today and I saw it and I thought, this is perfect for me. This is perfect. Because I have a poem about a dragon. I keep him in my top pocket at all times. He's tiny, but his eyes are wide. They pop out of his sockets like he's looking for flies around the clock. He likes to keep watch with a hunger in his eyes. He's little and green, the cutest thing you've ever seen. But don't say that to him, 'cause he gets shy and turns pink. He poos and he stinks, but I still love him to bits. If he ever turns red, well, that means he'll have your head quicker than you can get out of bed, 'cause he does get angry, scarier than my auntie, and that's when you can get burned, you see. Sometimes he's burgundy, ready to turn on me, but when his face turns black, he's ready to attack. All you see is a blast, and all you see is a flash, and it's a fire, an alarm, but you can calm him with a smack. Oops, I mean a snack. He's sure to gobble it all back and sit back looking fat, and when he turns gold, he's safe to hold and he'll do what he's told. But when he's purple, he goes inside himself like a turtle and gets all philosophical, colours changing like a chameleon at a carnival, but that's just topical, all tropical. When he's brown, he's nice to be around. You can hear his little purring sound and carry him about the town. But when he's purple, he goes inside himself like a turtle and gets all philosophical, colours changing like a... I've already done that. Colours changing like a chameleon, but that's just topical. When he's brown, he's nice to be around. You can hear his little purring. But when he's blue, that's when he speaks the truth and tells me I'm being a big old brute. And they say that nothing rhymes with orange. But when he's orange, he's as ripe as a fruit, a good old cahoot, laughing me out my boots, as sweet as a tooth when he's yellow. A lovely little fellow, never giving me any sorrow. He's all the colours of the rainbow and more, an artwork galore I can take wherever I go. And yes, that's my very own pet dragon. And no, you can't have him. Thank you. I have been Sincere Intentions, Ajaz Qureshi. Please like, subscribe and follow me. It's going to help my engagement, it's going to help my videos grow and hopefully get me out of this. But if anybody has any tips on what I'm doing rightly, doing wrongly, please let me know. Love. Before I do sign out, I just thought I'd say that somebody just bought this thing here, this little Fuji camera case, and I really like that. But yeah, just to show you, I mean, I've done a lot of work over the last. This is one of the things that I've created. So this is an online teaching platform, author dashboard. So these are the things, and I've had, yeah, I mean, ignore the balance because I did withdraw some of it, but 60 purchases and 400 downloads is pretty decent. I don't make that much money per purchase, but it's a cumulative thing. I'm just going to see the sales. Yeah. I mean, mostly what sold was this Christmas PowerPoint that I did make. I mean, I have a great teaching experience. So, just looking back at my website, I've got my writing and editing services that I'm really focusing on at the moment. I mean, you know, trying to drive the internet here. So these are all my accolades, the prizes. These are some case studies that I'm currently doing. So I mean, I can't release too much information from their works, especially if they're not published. Yeah, but this gentleman is definitely published though. So yeah, I just did a breakdown of. It's not loading up. I'm gonna have to double check that. Yeah, let's talk. Contact me. We've got some some client reviews here, which show a lot. Maybe I should put 5 yeah, actually, need to put, because I'm on this teaching platform as well, which is, I hope this is quite clear on here. So preview profile. This is me. I'm only charging $14 an hour here, which is way under my rate. But I have 10 5-star reviews on this, so this is one thing. I have built a multi-platform. I mean, I've built a lot of online platforms. I was recently doing an Etsy shop. So I don't know why it's not letting me sign in. But anyway, so I've got all of these things. This is me on the thing. I only had one job from here, but it was something. Oh, I've got something. I don't get notifications from this quite often, but perhaps I could focus on this. Yeah, okay. Anyway, just a lot. Check this out. This is something that one of my friends made for me. Clean it before I show it because I get hungry. This is, if anyone can see it, Ajaz, A-J-A-Z. That's my name. Only broke my laptop. Which is the money maker, which is where everything happens. So anyway, I'm gonna cut the video off here because I wasn't meant to put a second part on. Just thought I'd tell you that because the camera case got sold. Thank you for listening to the poem as well. Peace, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and we will speak soon. Okay, I am going to come back for the last time and just say the last thing, which is I don't want to do this. I don't want to be built selling this and this to make my life. Well, I do want my life to be as an artist. So while I'm gathering all of this money, I'm going to pool it together. I'm going to try to create something sustainable and consistent for myself, where I'm able to work on my own work, have the clients I'm able to help, work with the schools and work with the workshops and the local communities, which I really enjoy doing, which I think is really important for artists to do, is to be involved in their societies, their cultures, their worlds, and have an impact, but also to be able to make sure that I'm living well enough. So £100,000 is my aim this year. No, it's quite a lot of money, but if I make £100,000, and I'm saying it, if I can make so many artworks by saying to myself, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to make an album, I'm going to do a public exhibition, if I can do all of them things to a really high level, I'm sure I can make money. I've never put myself towards just simply making money, but yes, from now until the end of next year, December to December, I will have made £100,000. This is perhaps the most honest video I've ever made, and it's perhaps the most honest video on YouTube. I'm going to stop recording now because I keep finding things to talk about and things to say and more things to say, but please, I'm going to say again, like, subscribe. I hate saying that. One of the things, yeah. Okay, done. Thank you. Come back to my next video.